Good day, Freshies! Welcome back to another episode of Learning Mathematics here at DepEd TV. I am Teacher Belle, ang iyong kaduo sa Math 7. This is a new day for fun and exciting learning in mathematics. Together, let's be Math Tibay, Math Talino, and Math Galing! Prepare your pen and your self-learning module, and let us explore the fascinating concept of absolute value and addition of integers. In today's episode, we are going to discuss a great deal about absolute value and how important it is to the higher realm of math. Our main goal is to represent the absolute value of a number on a number line as the distance from zero and apply the concept of absolute value in addition and subtraction of integers. Take a look at this number line. This number line contains negative numbers, zero, and positive numbers. These signed numbers are known as the integers. The negative integers are located on the left side of the number line, which means that the value of negative integers are less than 0. These integers are the opposite of the positive integers. 0 is located at the center of the number line. The positive integers are located at the right side of the number line, which means that the value of these integers are greater than 0. Some situations can represent integers. Consider that I am standing on a number line. This point where I am initially standing is 0. If I move one step to the right, this is positive 1. Let's go back to 0. This time, I am going to move 2 steps to the left. 1, 2. Since I am now on the left side of 0, therefore, I am currently standing at negative 2 on the number line. Now, let us take a look at this. A 4-column table is shown on your screen. The first column is the situation given. The second column is for negative. The third column is for 0. And the last column is for positive. Our given situations are business, elevation, game, and savings account. You have to give an appropriate term for each given situation, which can describe negative, 0, or positive. Say for example, in business, the given term to describe 0 is break even. Since you neither earn nor lose money, a negative output or income in business is called a loss, while a positive income is what we call a gain. Again, for business, we have loss, break even, and gain. Can you try the remaining items? You will do the same thing for the rest of the given situations. You have 30 seconds to complete the table. Timer starts now. Time's up! Now, let us check your work. For elevation, the given is positive, which is above sea level. For negative, it's below sea level, and for 0, it is sea level. Again, for elevation, we have below sea level, and above sea level. Next situation is game. The given is negative, which is loss. For 0, it's a tie, since you neither lost nor win. While for positive, it's a win. Again, in a game, we have loss, tie, and win. And for the last situation, that is a savings account. A negative in our savings account either means we have a debt or we had a withdrawal of money. 0 means no change was done in the account. Positive is deposit, since we added money to our savings. Again, for savings account, we have withdrawal, no change, and deposit. Were you able to complete the table correctly? If yes, great job! Give yourself a resounding applause. Those situations mentioned can also be represented using a number line, which consists of negative integers, 0, and positive integers. Oh no! What time is it? I'm going to attend a math lesson. I need to walk 3 blocks from here to reach the location of the math lesson. Let's go! After walking 2 blocks, wait. I can't find my cell phone. I must have dropped it on the way. All my assignments are stored there. So I decided to go back 1 block, and when I arrived, I saw my phone on the floor and I got it. So I continue walking straight to the math lesson. One way to represent my journey is like this. By walking 2 blocks forward, 1 block backward, and 2 blocks forward, the absolute value shows how much I actually walked. 2 blocks forward, 1 block backward, and 2 blocks forward, for a total of 5 blocks. Now, how can we describe an absolute value of a number? It is the distance of a number from 0. To show that we want the absolute value of something, we put it inside the vertical bar. The distance itself is always positive. The absolute value of a number n is denoted by this. Consider the following examples. If x is a positive integer, then the absolute value of x is x. Since 7 is a positive integer, then the absolute value of 7 is 7. If x is equal to 0, then the absolute value of x is 0. Since 0 is equal to 0, therefore, the absolute value of 0 is 0. If x is a negative integer, then the absolute value of x is the opposite of x. The absolute value of negative 10 is 10. Since negative 10 is a negative integer, then its opposite integer is positive 10. Now, let's illustrate each absolute value of a number using a number line. How would you represent the absolute value of 6? Since 6 is 6 units from 0, the absolute value of 6 is 6. How about the absolute value of 0? The absolute value of 0 is 0, since there is no distance measured. Let's have the last one. Illustrate the absolute value of -3 on a number line. Since -3 is 3 units from 0, the absolute value of -3 is 3. Now that you have been familiar with how to represent the absolute value of a number on a number line as the distance from 0, let us try more activities that were prepared for you. On our next activity, you need to represent the following value of a number on a number line. Number 1, the absolute value of 7. Number 2, the absolute value of -6. And number 3, the absolute value of -8. I will be giving you 30 seconds to finish the task. Timer starts now. Time's up! Now, let's answer the activity one by one. For item 1, from 0, we need to count 7 units to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Then, plot the point. We have 7 units from 0 to 7. For item 2, from 0, we need to count 6 units to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Then plot the point. We have 6 units from 0 to -6. For the last item, from 0, we need to count 8 units to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Then plot the point. We have 8 units from 0 to -8. Quite easy, right? All are positive since distance is always positive. You did great! I think you already mastered our lesson for today. This will be helpful in addition and subtraction of integers. To check if you understood this lesson and gained mastery of the concept of absolute value, let us try to answer the exercises that I have prepared for you. Let us complete the statements. Choose your answer from these words which best completes each of the statements. The absolute value of a number is the distance of a number from 0. Remember, distance itself is always positive. The absolute value of a number n is written as... Let's apply the concept of absolute value in adding integers. Basically, the sum of two positive integers is a positive integer. For example, find the sum of 6 and 8. 6 plus 8 is 14. So our final answer is positive 14. But how about when we add a positive and a negative integer or vice versa? We can apply the concept of absolute value. These are the steps that we need to follow. Remember, in mathematics, the sign is very important. Step 1. Find the absolute value of each integer. Step 2. Subtract the smaller absolute value from the larger absolute value. Step 3. The sign of your final answer will be copied from the integer with the greater absolute value. Let's have an example. What is the sum of -4 and 9? Step 1. Find the absolute value of each integer. The absolute value of -4 is 4, while the absolute value of 9 is 9. Step 2. We need to subtract 4 from 9, and that is equal to 5. Step 3. Since the sign of 9 is positive, our answer must also be positive. Therefore, our final answer is +5. Let's have another example. Find the sum of -4 and -3. Step 1. The absolute value of -4 is 4, while the absolute value of -3 is 3. Step 2. We just add 4 and 3. 4 plus 3 is 7. Then we copy the negative sign. Therefore, our final answer is -7. After the math lesson, my friends and I decided to have a snack at the cafeteria. My friends forgot their wallet in the room. Since the canteen shopkeeper knows us well, she allowed that our meal will be listed as that for the time being. We were charged 360 pesos for the meal we bought. Since I brought my wallet, I decided to pay 100 pesos. What will be our remaining balance? To solve this, first, we need to understand the problem. We have to identify the given. Then write an equation of the problem by translating it into a mathematical sentence. -360 plus 100 is equal to n, where n is the remaining balance. We will add 100 to -360, so it will be lessened from our balance. We need to follow the steps in adding integers. Step 1. Find the absolute value of each integer. The absolute value of -360 is 360, while the absolute value of 100 is 100. Step 2. We need to subtract 100 from 360, and that is equal to 260. Step 3. Since the sign of 360 is negative, our answer must also be negative. Therefore, our final answer is -260. For the last step, finalize your answer. We have a remaining balance of 260 pesos. This means that we owe the canteen shopkeeper 260 pesos. We can see the application of addition of integers in our daily lives. Remember that not all that we add up is always positive. Let's have an exercise for your brain. Here in Sit, in a minute. Get your pen and paper and write your answer. You have a minute to finish the task. Problem 1. What is the sum of -24 and 46? Problem 2. What is the sum of negative 12 and the absolute value of negative 10? Problem 3. Solve for the sum of the absolute value of negative 6 and 5. Problem 4. If a car has 3 gallons of gas in the tank and you add 8 more, how much is in the tank? Timer! Now, let us check your work. For problem 1, the answer is 22. Next, the answer in problem 2 is negative 2. For problem 3, the answer is 11. And for the last problem, the answer is 11 gallons. Did you get them all correctly? Excellent! We will continue our lesson on our next episode about the other operations on integers, which are subtraction, multiplication, and division of integers. Before we formally end our lesson, I am assigning you some advanced reading activities in preparation for Lesson 2. Please read Lessons 2 and 3, which is about adding and subtracting integers. That's it for today, but learning does not end here. On our next episode, we are going to continue our adventure about operations on integers. Again, this is Teacher Belle, ang iyong kaduo sa Math 7. I hope we helped you become math tibay, math talino, and math galing!